We are a diverse group. We are not fanatics, as we've been labeled by some of in the Republican Party, Senator Lindsey Graham and others. Nor are we bigots and white supremacists. We are concerned American legal tax-paying citizens, voting citizens. Now, we don't know how long these votes are going to be able to count in Arkansas. And there is a movement afoot, and I'd like Senator Pryor to be aware of this, and we're aware of it, that there is a movement, and people in Washington now are aware of it, and hopefully there will be a federal investigation on this thing shortly. That's not a threat. It's a situation that some illegals, there is a movement afoot to empower some illegals to pursue what's happening with driver's license in order to get a photo ID card that will be accepted at the polls. The poll watchers have no way to challenge a photo ID that's presented to them from an individual who cannot speak English. And if the individual has a photo ID, even though it's illegal, even though they have no Social Security number or an invalid Social Security number, and their name is on the rolls, the poll watchers are going to let it go right on through. Now, this may be advantageous to a particular party, but it's going to be disadvantageous to every citizen in this country, because sooner or later, we're going to be in total anarchy. We will be inundated by fraudulent voting. And your right to vote, my right to vote, everyone in this room's right to vote, their children and grandchildren, their vote is going to be negated by somebody who has an ulterior motive and has no loyalty to the Constitution of the United States. And I'm fully aware of the oath taken by the senator. And we feel like that the senator has an obligation to us and to the Constitution and our children and grandchildren. I won't see it. I won't live long enough to see it. But we've got a lot of veterans in here. But I represent my shipmates that died on the carriers coming back from the Vietnam War. And we've got a gentleman here, a Marine pilot, who has seen his shipmates die and were fellow Marines. And I can tell you that a friend of mine by the name of Wickham, who cartwheeled down the flight deck, couldn't bring his plane back in because it was totally shot up. And he hit the round down on the carrier, and that's the rear end for those that are not familiar with Navy terms. And the front end of the aircraft cartwheeled down the deck in a ball of fire. Now, I knew Wickham. He was in the same squadron I was in Meridian, Mississippi. We were dear friends, like a brother. I have an obligation to look after his children the best I can, protect their constitutional rights. And they're being stolen from us, that I feel like, and given away by our politicians, who are, some of which are being misled. And we've got Trent Lott, we've got Graham of South Carolina, we've got John McCain that was in a sister squadron of ours with Wickham in Meridian, Mississippi. So I know Mr. John McCain. I know Mr. Commander John McCain, ex-POW. I have all total respect for his endurance of that POW situation. I know what he went through as far as SEER training and everything in order to prepare him for that torture that all of us knew, if we were captured, would have to undergo. And I know that what he had to undergo as far as having his fingernails pulled out and the beating and the situation on his face, the whole 9 yards. But I do not appreciate what he's doing for the country and for my children and Wickham's children and grandchildren. And his stance on this thing, and he wants to give away things that Wickham died for, and that my son is in the military now, and you're in the Army National Guard here. So you appreciate, and you probably had friends that have been gone to Iraq already, maybe once or twice. Now, what are we asking those people to die for over there to protect if we've got politicians that are willing to give the store away from people, lawbreakers, to come across this border down here? Now, don't get me wrong, and I asked the Lord last night to please provide me and temper my passion on this subject so I didn't go down as an irate idiot and a loose cannon, okay? But I feel
you're actually being a lot calmer than I've heard a lot of folks lately, so.
Maybe so, maybe so. But nevertheless, we did we wanted to come in a civil manner and approach the senator and his representative with these questions. And we feel like that we do deserve a straight answer. We don't need any more folklore and philosophy. We've got enough of that, and that T-bear shuffle. We get that from any time we write a letter and somebody answers it out of Washington. Now, I'm not throwing rocks at Senator Pryor's answers to our letters or any of the others, but I'm telling you it's prevalent that we send something in on a specific problem, and we get something around in the cases that can be enumerated here this afternoon of answers to questions that weren't even on our letter or list. And you know, it's like they pull something out of there and let's talk about this. Now, we didn't fall off the turnip truck last week. We're not the brightest bulb on the shelf. But the situation is that we've got a problem, and we're going to stand up. It's time for America to stand up and for patriots to stand up. There's many people in this room that probably have ancestors who go all the way back to 1776, and they have very, very honorable military careers. Patriots, people who have relatives. I lost my train of thought.
You do this
regarding Memorial Day.
Senate bill.
The
President bill.
Okay, and the present bill that's being proposed and touted by Senator McCain, the president, Senator Graham of South Carolina, Senator Kennedy, a Democrat, and other Democrats up there, are misleading senators in both parties with lies. And I'm going to tell you, they are lies. They're coming up with situations in there, and we've enumerated in this letter right here. They've got things in there that want to water down existing laws that we've got today. We specified laws in here. We would like to answer why the senator has not supported those laws. Now, we've got situations. We've got ladies in here. We've got people that could not come today who have been wrecked by illegals with no driver's license, no insurance, and they're supposed to be put in jail if they don't have these things. Now, I talked to our senator from Hot Springs and told him there is a solution to this no license, no insurance thing, and I can give it to him. I'll be glad to give it to Senator Pryor. It's outside of his bailiwick because it's a state problem. But this situation can be done. We had the same situation in New Orleans, and I couldn't understand why my insurance would double from Memphis to Chicago, the air station, and then when I was transferred to New Orleans to the Admiral's staff down there, why my insurance doubled again? And it's a military officer's insurance. I said, you can't. I came south. I'm not going north. That was the excuse, was you're going north from Memphis, so it's got to double because those Yankees don't know how to drive. I said, I'm down here in the South, and these Southerners, are you telling me they don't know how to drive? They said count the number of people that don't have their car torn up. You know, or the cars that don't have license on the back, a temporary tag or no tag at all or whatever. And the state police tell us down there, just like they do here, it's too big a problem. We can't enforce no insurance. We give them a ticket and they don't show up in court. These illegals not showing up in court. We come over here from Hot Springs. We met three convoys of these trucks that are being hired down Highway 30 south straight to Mexico. We go to Houston every now and then down to Indiana to the cancer clinic. And you want an experience. You drive on Highway 30 to Texarkana, 59 south to Houston, and almost every other car you face going south is Mexicans hauling cars south. No tags on them. No tags on them. And the police, they go right on past, they sail right on past our wait stations. They have no insurance. They have no driver's license. Now, they're a threat to everybody in this room, plus you and your descendants. Out there on that highway. Nobody's going to do it. And we got a man sitting in the governor's office that has told us before the election. Now, if he had gone the other way and